It's the next day of chopping. I think it's the 17th. And there's a bear running around again. And this is in Berkshire in the big cornfield.
Freddie, Heather is with Christoph in the chopper.
You can see it right up there. I can't zoom in, but there is a bear. Nothing as big as yesterday's. It's a littler one.
Oh la la. Thank you.
It's going back in.
Do you want to pet a bear?
There we go. It's back in the corn. It's a little guy.
I see him. Oh, he's heading back over now.
Christoph can see him from in the chopper, but he is chilling out. There's not many rows of corn left here, and he is hanging out in there. And yes, Christoph did screw up which row he was on, so he's leaving one right now. We'll have to come back through, do it here, and then over here. This is like a replanted spot. You get through with mud holes, and it's making it an issue. That's why normally on the replanted stuff we just chop it, because then it don't matter. Ferdy's dumping into Johan. You can see now from this angle, about 3/4 full. Like the little bit below the normal box where we didn't put sidewalls was what was in it. So it's not a horrible load. So his corn's getting smaller, and we couldn't find the bear anymore because we didn't see him head that way, but he actually ran over towards the rail trail and the main road. He's right in front of us. But now he's deciding to go back into the corn. I think maybe you saw the black blob running. That's probably all it picks up from this distance with the GoPro. But there's a good chance he's just gonna run through now and come out. Christoph just did the third last ring. So there's up and down, so 2 more. I guess the second last ring he did. Anyways, there's 1 pass up and 1 pass down. And this damn little bear is still in the corn. Like, normally by now, they take off. So this little guy is a trooper. It's raining corn. I didn't have the camera on because the damn bear was right in front of us. Look at that little guy go. Confused.
It's almost done now, but holy fuck.
Well, he opened up falling in the grass, and he definitely made a nice rut. A nice rut, actually. You'll have that. They opened up this one without unhooking, because basically all of it, you don't need to have it pulled behind. It's just the back side over there on the left that we would have to pull it behind. He just shot over that dump wagon and tractor for that little bit. It is windy as hell today. We're still going around the outside rings, and they are full loads right now. Birdie's back running that. Johan's in the truck. We just ate lunch, and because the trucks are waiting a little bit, Alex is spending some quality time with her husband in there. But this load right here will go to her. And this field's actually
Cody, I won't make it all the way. You gotta calm down.
is actually making a law.
And she's going with you. So you want me to come down? I think so. How are you gonna make it all the way?
You can see in the little mirror up there. Maybe you can. That I'm full. I mean, you can see it from here. That you can see it. And once it gets to that point, we like to that's about as much as we want to put in them. And then because the loads are this full, we're actually single dumping the trucks right now, just because these don't reach very far into the trucks, so it's harder to double dump and top off trucks. But as soon as I'm good, Alex is gonna hop in.
Hello.
How was your time with
Whoa,
your husband?
hey, look, what are you doing?
What?
Oh, I hit the switch.
Oh, we're dumping the load back out. Like it.
We say that because
I
Marcus.
can see
We're
that.
going for another round.
Statement.
He said, "Come on, Marcus," because Marcus hit the switch once.
Oh my god.
Right, Marcus?
This thing, they lock, and I hit it back. My bad. Marcus was driving this once, and the grass load definitely
Came out almost.
it was close.
It was close, yeah.
We're almost done this field. You can see we're making some marks here. This is my second time around. Ferdy will have the last load. She's working a little bit. Nothing too crazy. Pulling easy. Chopper is sliding around a little bit, but as soon as we get to the bottom here, it dries right back out. Well, he did say right before I turn this on that I'm good to dump, and that Ferdy right there will finish what's left of this. I just stuck you guys outside, but it's raining. A little bit. The drizzle's just starting up. We're now on the King Road. Trying to at least get this field done before the rain, because it is kind of a little of a hill. And once it starts getting slimy, it's kind of a pain in the ass to chop, because you're trying to follow the rows perfectly with that head, and then you're just cutting into it sideways, and it just doesn't go fun, or it isn't fun. But we're trying to get it at least done today still. Everything else normally, or not everything else that is left, is pretty level, and if it is a hill, it's up and down, it's not sideways, so not the end of the world. We're done doing the outside rings. My dad is coming to ride with Christoph. My mom just dropped him off. He's gonna go ride with Christoph.
Alright, so just dumped. We're double dumping into the trucks right now, just because we're only going once around the field, and it's really not enough for them to leave with one dump wagon. Alex is chilling. Andreas is in the field. Yes. For some reason, if I put it down for it to go down, I have to like hit this like back into neutral once or twice, which is not a big deal, but it's just annoying. And it's the same with going up. Like, there's no reason. Like, it could just keep going up. So that's.
Maybe when I get back down, I'm gonna wash my windows back in.
We'll turn that off a little bit. So making a little bit of mess here. We'll have to clean that up once we're done this cornfield. Ooh. It's only wet in a few spots. But definitely not truck conditions, so not so bad that a tractor is going to get stuck or anything, but there's a little bit of damage. I think it looks like raccoon damage here. So the windows were clean at one point. Actually, not sure what he's doing. Thought we were gonna go, but they're not terrible. It's a little wet too now, so I think he's gonna clean the windows because he can't see anything. So we're gonna put this on pause. Finally done washing his windows. Wettest spot is really just right here, this one section. I know it was tiled, but this every year. I think honestly with it, I want to say that's right, when it's a little wet, he almost has less trash. I'm pretty certain with that. But I know, I think the case heads, they plug, well, at least in our experience, the case head plugged up a lot easier, especially when it was wet. So that's one of the reasons why we didn't go with a case head. And the other reason was because we didn't have to buy an adaptation piece for the chopper. So I mean, it was quite simple. You just put the same head on. The only thing that we obviously had to do was, when it came, it had a PTO on both sides for combines, and in the center it's a hex shaft, and we just had to put a coupler in. That way everything gets driven off one side. That's the only thing we ever really did to that. So it all gets driven off that left side PTO. So, but this chopper's quite dirty. So is this, just because you're in and out of mud, and just nature of the game here. I've been stuck in this 200 for most of it, and you know, the tractor does the job. There's really nothing wrong with it, but boy, it's just a tractor I don't love to drive. It's just bouncy, power shift, like unless you start off in the right gear, if you like forget to shuttle it down a little bit when you start, it jerks when you start. It's just, I don't know. You put it in the forward reverse, it just, there's a delay. It just, I don't know. It's just, it does the job, so you can't really complain. But you know, there's some tractors that are just fun to drive. Like that one right there, fun tractor to drive. This thing does the job. You can pretty much have anyone drive it. But do you love it? Not really. But, you know, you can't complain if it does the job. I'll show you here. It's going up. It's been going up this far. And guaranteed. Yeah, see? Like right there. Like it's still locked. And it just stops. So now I have to hit it again. And not that that's a big deal. But it's just unnecessary. I mean, maybe that they did like a safety thing that like it like times out, and maybe that's something you can adjust. So like, maybe a safety thing. I don't know, but I don't think you can adjust anything in here for that. That's just the time. Or maybe, that. You know what? We're gonna try that. I guess I didn't see the clock on that. Maybe that will fix that, and if so, I can stop playing it. Nope, see, it did it again. But we're gonna try it one more time on the way back up. So we'll see if that does anything. I'm not sure. Well, Alex, I think that's her second load, but we're gonna pull it. Oh, darn it. Pull ahead. Just go back over there and wait. I mean, maybe that's what it does, but I'm not sure. He's almost. You want to come a little bit closer, because just I don't think it's gonna work. Just kind of how the angle is. The truck's tilted a little bit down. Just, I don't think it's gonna work. So we're gonna just turn it on, and we're gonna see if switching that glass dial all the way up is gonna make it not turn off. And hopefully he's close enough to where it reaches all the way in. Now, so that doesn't do anything. I want to paint. See, it just stops. Not that it's a big deal, but yeah, I guess. It looks like it will. Yeah. So it was close. If I didn't have him come closer, it was not gonna work. He's doing a little bit of stuff there. I guess he's pulling back around one more time because the other side he went halfway up before he started. The parts all done? No, I just got the bottom section here. It's probably my last pass around, second time. Kind of see. At least that was a grass. Spin a little bit. So this will probably be my last load in here. I'll go back down and then Andreas will just finish it up, and then probably gonna move a little bit of feed still, and then tomorrow we'll start going, putting feed in the other side as well. We kind of want to just try to keep the snaplage as fresh as possible. We don't let it sit for too long, so we kind of put it at the end of the first bunk where we're feed out of, so that way it's last year's snaplage first that we feed out of. That way it lets the new stuff ferment a little bit too, and we still have some fermented snaplage that we can feed out too, and that way everything is as fresh as possible. So we're gonna finish that up, and then I think we probably got 2 days left after this. But it's gonna rain tomorrow, I think, so we might cover that bunk today too. Just put a tarp over it. Alright, I just came up here real quick to just push all this mud out of the way. I'm gonna push it off the road here. Opa. Just don't need anyone getting in an accident because we got mud all over the road, so clean it up. We call this field good for the year. 1 or 2 more passes. Got that all cleaned up. Heading home.